Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Mufc Realist TV. My name is Mick Ruby. If you're new, please do not forget to smash that like button, and we will get right into the transfer Q&A bombast today. And it's kind of anticipation, the man of the hour, as you see what's going on with Bryan Mbeumo. Why is it not a done deal today, as what media was anticipating? A lot of people were saying it's going to happen today, done deal. There is nothing to worry about. I'm going to talk about that cool and composed. What's going on with Viktor Gyökeres? If you watched this video, a 10 minutes video update today, I went over in details. But this is the evening show, so we're going to round it up. Is Viktor Gyökeres forcing a move? Is there are Sporting Lisbon holding him for ransom? I'm going to talk about that one as well. But we also have an exclusive regarding Rasmus Hojlund's situation and where he might be ending up. Is it Inter Milan? Will he go to Bayer Leverkusen, or will he go back to Atalanta with a potential make-way move for the midfield target of Manchester United, Ederson? Guys, you know what to do. Please do not forget to like and subscribe if you're new. Please, if you want to have some questions, support the channel by sending some super chats. It's not mandatory, but super chats gives you priority in the Q&A. But we will also have an open up line show, so you can go call in and have your say later on. Guys, let's send it. Let's do this. Like and subscribe. And let's get right into the show. Send it.
And Garnacho!
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Will you be in the dugouts at Old Trafford on Sunday? I will be here. Definitely. I don't know.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go, people. It's the transfer window, the window that people love to hate, and I thrive on it. If you don't know who I am, or first time tuning in, you probably recognize that I've been doing live transfer reporting as an intermediate, utilizing my contacts and agencies and, tier one journalists as well. So listen, there's a lot of things that's going on. There's a lot of people asking me on Twitter, DMs, is this person credible? Is this, that, and that? At the end of the day, I'm a Man United fan. So at the end of the day, I want the club to go back to the glory days. So if I do get snippets directly from the agency camps or for some tier one journalists, I tend to share just to keep it real. Just keep it real. That's it. So in terms of, we have a lot of things to uncover today, and you have been following me on Twitter timeline. If you haven't, go check it out. It's free of charge. You just go follow me on Mick Ruby _MURTV, like, Mur TV. And that's about it. It's a little bit chilled today. It's Tuesday. It's the end of this transfer window and World Cup club championship starting. And a lot of people are asking, let's start with the Mbueno situation. What's going on with that one? Because there's some reports saying that, wow, shit, it's not going to happen. Excuse my language, but there's nothing in reality. It is simply, club-to-club negotiations, right? So Mbueno has already agreed personal terms. There was even, I think it was Mirror Football that tried to scare fans to say that, wow, Thomas Frank is coming in for him. Thomas Frank was appointed to be the Spurs manager. But, people keep forgetting that David Ornstein, the guru himself, the beacon on transfer, said he rejected Spurs and there's no way he's coming to Spurs. So what's going on here? A lot of people were setting the expectation because it's, the transfer window shuts on the 10th, which is today, basically, because of the World Cup football. And then it opens again, I would say, on the 14th of July. So a lot of people were putting things together, but things can still progress, right? Man United are not in the World Club Championship, and neither is Brentford anyway. So it's pretty much the negotiations of the image rights, the negotiations of the installment plans. Potentially Manchester United are offering a little bit more in terms of to get that 3 to 4 years installments plan, similar to Matthias Cunha deal, right? So a lot of people are asking also, I get the question like in the Q&A, well, how can Manchester United afford this? Well, I got some news flash. Again, you can still negotiate, you can still do the deals, but the first installment payment, what I've heard from the backroom staff as well, some credible sources is saying that Man United's first installment will be on the new PSR financial year, meaning as 1st of July. You can still announce the deal, you can still do the deal, but on the other hand, how you make the installment payment, you can negotiate with the club. So technically, Manchester United have not spent anything as of yet this transfer window. They've obviously announced Matheus Cunha, and the deal with Mbueno is still ongoing, right? It's advanced negotiations, potentially. They're doing this, how do I say, meet in the middle, right? I believe it's going to be around £63 million and potentially 10 million add-ons. But at the end of the day, they're just negotiating the final details, because transfer window is not like a switch of a light bulb like that. It happens overnight. There's so many people involved. There's litigation, there's lawyers, there's contracts, there's image rights, the PR people, and there's everything that's going on. And everything needs to be sort of married into one, documented together, and everyone needs to sign. So that is what's going on, and it's expected to be a little bit delayed. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know it's going to happen. And most of the tier 1 journalists also believe so, including Fabrizio Romano. So big up for everyone that's tuning in. Keep calm is what Ants P are saying. Keep calm, carrying on smiling. It's going to happen 100%. And that is the spirit as well. Antes is also coming in to say, love Ederson at United. Well, we're going to talk about that one as well further down the track, as well as we have some exclusive information from our dear friend Alfredo Perdula. We also have Fred the Red MUFC News coming in to say, Gökeres has told Sporting today to drop the inflated transfer fee and keep a gentleman's agreement that was agreed in January when Sporting begged him to stay at the end of the season. Well, we might as well transition straight over to that one as well. And guys, if you followed my timeline, I was way before Fabrizio Romano, way before, Ben Jacobs and Transfer Dance and all them stuff. I pretty much said that watch this space, who will go to Arsenal and who will pick Manchester United. That was on the May the 10th. The time will be telling. So ever since then, I've been constantly reporting that, because I do tend to get information directly from Gyokeres agency camp as well. And I do tend to cross-check. It's not just that you get that snippet of information, because agents can also fool you. Agent can also use you to get that information out. So you need to cross-check with other sources as well until you actually publish it out. So it's not what I said this morning. It's not that he's forcing the move, because he's already forced the move if you keep forgetting. He basically said goodbye already. He had a gentleman's agreement that it's already been in place, right? So why would now Sporting all of a sudden increase the price? Well, I said it in my morning show, and I got that specifically from the agents camp as well. It's simply club to club negotiations. It's not that he's forcing the move, and the fact that he's removing his association with Sporting on social media doesn't mean anything. It's like you all of a sudden left your current employer and you have let's say Manchester United on your LinkedIn page, and you no longer work there. You just remove it until you get a new employment. So that's what it is. However, this is going to be a very intense negotiation. Understandably, that Manchester United have the £55 million as one of the clubs in the release clause. But as per usual, Manchester United are trying to sort of negotiate that similar in amortization, meaning offering potentially 60, 62 plus 10 add-ons. And this is going to take time. Of course, there's going to be some image rights involved. There's going to be PR people. There's going to be a lot of things. Again, transfer. This is so complicated when you look at it, because there's so many dots involved in this deal. But definitely when Fabrizio Romano, the beacon of transfer, is confirming what we are saying, we haven't heard Ornstein say it as of yet, but Fabrizio Romano said something this morning which was absolutely accurate when he said he was 99% sure that Gökeres would pick Manchester United if they qualified for the Champions League. If you remember that story as well, everyone was sort of on edge and nerve, and as soon as we missed that final, we gave away the trophy to Spurs. We thought that's sayonara to Viktor Gyökeres. Well, I was tweeting it out as well to say that Viktor Gyökeres will pick Manchester United no matter what, because they had conversations. It's not talks going. Talks has been undergoing for months. I can even go back to January to say, I can even go back to Florian Plettenberg. If you look what Florian Plettenberg was saying in April, end of April, when he said that, yeah, talks has been ongoing for months, but Viktor Gyökeres has not given the green light. So this kind of gives you an indication, and everyone is starting to give hope. Like everyone was suspicious, and we understand as Man United fan. I'm a fan myself because we don't want to get burned. We don't want to have this Frankie de Jong saga, the drag out long saga. But the fact is that he's turned down multiple clubs. They tried. Arsenal is now going for who? Benjamin Sesko, right? It's advanced negotiations. So they steered away from Gökeres. Liverpool is going for Florian Wirtz. They're not going for Gökeres. Newcastle, no way. He wants to play for Premier League. Juventus has acquired, but this lukewarm interest. They don't want to go to Syria. He wants to play for the best in the best league, basically. If you don't know Viktor Gyökeres' story, go check a video that I did, a complete biography of his story, like how he started as a late bloomer. So there is simply, he's chilling at the moment. He's on vacation. He's not playing the, championship whatsoever, the club competitions, by the way. And looks like the club competition is going to be a fiasco because they're trying to lower down the prices. There's not people buying the tickets. So he's currently in Stockholm, Sweden, relaxing in Skärholmen, enjoying his holiday and waiting. He pretty much said yes behind the scenes to Manchester United, Ruben Amorim, and now it's pretty much a club-to-club negotiations to sort of initiate that initial fee, right? We will hear more and more. Like, will this happen this window? 100% it might do. I don't know that. I know that I am now, based on what I'm hearing, 90% sure that he will come to Manchester United. But don't click me on this, because in transfer window, anything could happen, right? Anything could happen. We've seen it before. But what I'm hearing, what Fabrizio Romano is confirming as well, when majority of the beacon of transfers are saying, then you start to say, okay, this is the name of the game, right? We can talk to you. Multiple Twitter accounts can say that they are in the know, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. What matters is where the beacon of transfer, Fabrizio Ornstein, they come in and steal the show and say, here we go. And that's what people are used to. So let's stick to that format, by the way. Let's do that. Like and subscribe what Dark Crow is saying, 100%, 100%. So I wouldn't worry too much about Viktor Gyökeres. I think that this deal will most likely be announced as of the 1st of July because it's the new PSR rules. Like, I've been hearing that Ineos are very careful. They're juggling the finances. As also reported on my Twitter timeline, and I remember I said it on my stream before, that the plan A was always on top Viktor Gyökeres as the #1 striker target. Manchester United is just trying to play it down. And number 2, what they identified was Liam Delap, right? That was if Manchester United will get Champions League through winning the Europa League final. Now, of course, we know what happened. We didn't make it. Liam Delap went to Chelsea, and basically Manchester United remained focused on Viktor Gyökeres. And they're simply trying to reshuffle the finances. There's a lot of sales that needs to be taking place. So I believe between now and the 1st of July, a lot of sales will be prioritized. I'm even going to dive into a story, what ESPN, I think it was Mark Ogden was saying that, let me just bring out the report. And I actually called it out. That was ridiculous because that is not how transfer works. I cannot put it on the screen, but I'm just reading it from my phone. It says, breaking, Manchester United prioritizing sealing the deal to sign Bryan Mbeumo before focus on Viktor Gyökeres transfer. Really? That is not how transfer works. Mark Ogden, you've been stirring too much. You know what I mean? Mark Ogden has been stirring Manchester United spin forever. That is not simply how transfer works because Manchester United are working on multiple deals at the same time. It all matters it doesn't come in priority. It doesn't come in how you prioritize. Viktor Gyökeres can come in before Mbueno. It's all depending on how you advance in the overall negotiations, right? Does it make sense? So basically, there's nothing to say that you have to prioritize one or the other. It's not that you're standing in McDonald's queue line and say, stand 99 in the queue. No, you know your menu, you know what you want. You go and pick, you negotiate, and whatever comes first from the chef is what you eat, correct? And that is the way it crumbles, guys. That is the way it works. So big up. So this is lazy journalism, in my opinion. People are just repeating, rinse, wash, repeat. And on this channel, we always try to give you a close shave as possible. Sesko to Saudi. Like, oh, yes, you guys want to talk about Al Hilarious. Al Hilal, I'm sorry. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I gave them a nickname as Al Hilarious. Like, they are desperately trying to get in players for the World Cup, yeah? The Club World Cup, which is absolutely new format. Like, I just don't get it. Like, they try with Bruno Fernandes. He's like, what's your long-term plan? Oh, okay, you just want to win this cup. Okay, I'm not interested, thank you. And they try for Viktor Osimhen, and Viktor Osimhen asked the same question. Nah, I'm not interested. And now we're seeing lazy journalism again since he rejected Saudi, putting that he dreams of Manchester United. How many times have we heard that? Ever since January, we've been hearing that Viktor Osimhen dreams of Manchester United. He turned down a bloody 70 million a year contract, didn't he? Right. So do you think you could come to Manchester United and get that kind of money? No. And by the way, David Ornstein and everyone else was totally shut it down that there's no interest from Manchester United whatsoever. So don't believe anything that comes out that we might see a swap deal for Garnacho for Viktor Osimhen. It's not going to happen. You know, just forget about it. It's not going to happen. I know some people like Viktor Osimhen. I certainly like him too. But he's not simply on Manchester United's radar. You know, he's not on the priority. He might be on the list, but don't believe what's coming out here that he is in love and dream, because that is just media spin for clicks, guys. So just want me be clear on that, 100%. Turkey, yeah, I know. You know, by the way, and now they're going for Sesko. They're trying for Gökeres. They're even trying to sign a lot of players. Like, you know, they are simply desperate. It's like that. I don't know. It's like ugly duckling, you know what I mean? Nobody wants to play with the ugly duckling, you know? You keep throwing money at the solution, but it's not the problem. So let's nip that in the bud and just move away. And all the best for Al Hilarious, by the way, in the Club World Championship. Anyway, how are you all doing? Let me know in the comments section below. Class of 99, Turkey to City is a done deal. Well, yeah, really, we don't really focus on rival clubs, you know, what City's doing. It is clear and obvious for me that Man City are stacking up players like mad this season, right? Because they know that the verdict is coming, the 115 charges. It's led to believe it's going to be a verdict coming this autumn, early next year as well. It's been pushed forward. And part of that will be a transfer ban, potentially, you know, points deduction, massive points deduction, and also potentially relegation. They might even face a 60 points deduction. You know what I mean? So therefore, they are just stacking up a lot of players right now, giving Haaland an 8-year contract just to be secure, you know, and that is what they're doing at the moment. Ben Dover, oh my God, did I just say that name? Mr. Dover, how are you doing? You just got me then. You got me. Ineos slowest in class. I wouldn't say that, right? Just explain yourself what you mean with slowest in class. You can certainly go back to the, you know, before the Ineos, you know, okay, they haven't been the best. They haven't, you know, been 1 year within the club. They've been doing a lot of optimization. They had Dale Bracewell that did a lot of, like, you know, cost cutting and stuff like that. They tried to point the best in class people. They shambled a little bit. They pointed Dan Ashwood. They sacked Dan Ashwood. They sacked Ten Hag, where they should have actually sacked him after the FA Cup and stuff like that. So they've done a lot of bad things, yeah. But this summer window, it is pretty much the first time we see the overarching footballing operation in charge. We have Vevell in charge, the head of recruitment. We have Jason Wilcox that been appointed as, instead of the technical director, as a sporting director, and Oman Barada. So it's quite optimized. So this is something new that we are not used to. If you go back in slowest in class, let me just remind you the way we signed Anthony Dos Santos, right? We overpaid for him. And who was in charge? John Murtaugh. He couldn't even sell a packet of chips on a flea market. You know what I mean? So this, you used to overpay, and we used to, you know, get approval from the Glazers, and it used to take forever, and they used to milk it and milk it. But this time, if you say slowest in class, do you call Matthias Cunha the slowest in class? As soon as the transfer window opened, bam, he was announced. We were talking to Matthias Cunha already in May and April. Bam. Since when did you see that? So I don't know if I can sort of agree with you, what you're saying, slower in class. I think that there is a room for improvement, but I think that it's all coming down to negotiations at the end of the day. Like, Man United don't want to get rinsed, right? We're no longer the old Man United where you can say, oh, we can do anything on the market. You remember what Ed Woodward was saying, right? And of course, we had that incompetent, I don't want to even call his name, but John Murta, basically. That summer, Junior Pedrosa, which is my friend as well, as an agent. If you remember, I broke about 1 week before that Anthony Dos Santos to Manchester United through Junior Pedrosa. He told me a story pretty much that Man United came in first when the transfer window opened and offered 45 million. John Murta went on holiday for a month. He didn't even answer the phone. He came back and panic buying, and they basically pulled his pants down to his ankle and demanded 95 million, right? He was panic buying. So that is the story of Anthony Dos Santos and how a 45 million player became a 95 million player and is now playing at Betis, right? So this is kind of the way we've been operated before, like, throwing money, but throwing money has also on credit cards has also led to the situation where we are today. You can be critical on Ineos, but what can you do? I hate the Glazers, I hate Ineos, but I'm about to give them the benefit of doubt this summer window because the proof will be in the pudding after the window closes, right? We've been optimized. We have the right people in place. We seems to go for more versatile players, that is assistant players. We are seeing Cunha, 25 years of age, Mbueno, 25, Viktor Gyökeres, 26. So there is experience, right? Before we heard targets that we were signing youngsters, but that is no longer on the menu by the looks of it. We might sign 1 or 2 youngsters, but I believe that we have a good enough academy that could be promoted into the first team, which I believe can be done as well. So anyway, big up for everyone that's tuning in. Joseph, what you're saying here, with the level of work and result being done by Ineos, I'm optimistic we're going to have a better season than the previous. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Well, let's stick on that topic as well, Joseph. I agree what you're saying there because last season, we didn't have Omar Barada. He started like I think it was somewhere mid-July, right? So we technically had just, John Murta supporting, Ten Hag, and Ten Hag made all the signings, right? Ineos made a mistake. They wanted to fire the trigger after the FA Cup, but there was the fan sentiment. Don't sack him. We won the FA Cup of the city. We did that. We did this. We did that. Well, then guess what happened? We backed Ten Hag. We bought players under his system. And then that didn't last. 9 games into the season, he couldn't even perform with the players that he wanted, right? So off you go. And in came Ruben Amorim and said, we will suffer. And we've been suffering, 100%. He was suffering himself. But he said, at the, if you remember, the farewell speech of the season, the horrible season, he said, this is beginning of my era, his era. And this is what we're seeing. They're 100% committing and 100% Ruben Amorim signings. You can talk to the point that Jason Wilcox, asks, he identifies certain players, including Bevel. They said, this is the system, what we want. We need somebody that's versatile on the left, on the right. We need a sort of a ball-carrying midfielder. This is the characteristic. It needs to have mental agility, an engine that can run up and down. And that is the job of the scouting, the data analytics, and Jason Wilcox to find that for Ruben Amorim's system. Of course, Ruben Amorim do have a say. Of course, they will sit together. They will discuss these are the targets. And of course, it's been well documented that Ruben Amorim said, get me Gökeres. This is the player that can transform me. He can run through the channels. He can score goals. He can do penalties. He's such a tricky customer. He was the one that sort of made a difference under my stewardship. I made him to the killer that he's today. And of course, there's a special bond between them. If you look at Gökeres, his career back, when he came from Brommapojkarna in Sweden, he went to Brighton, thought this was happy days. He never was given a chance. He was given a loan out to Germany, to Division 2 in Germany. Then he went to Coventry, Swansea, I think he was, flopped there. But at Coventry, he found a manager that really believed in him. They saw a rusty machine. They gave him chances, and he became the leading goal scorer for Coventry and almost winning the Golden Boot for in the EPL as well. So yeah, and then of course he was picked up by Ruben Amorim as well. And the story is rest. Rest is the story. Let's see what you're saying, Ben. I love that picture, by the way. Hopefully the YouTube's algorithm don't see it as well. Ashford and Wilcox brought in Maz, Euro, Ugarte, and De Ligt. 100% they did. But also there was Ten Hag involved as well, especially when it came to Ugarte. No, Ugarte was not a Ten Hag signing. That was a club signing. Euro was also and De Ligt and Maz was definitely a Ten Hag signing. That's what we know anyway. Lowest in class, what you're saying here, the red. Slowest in class, I don't think Ineos move like red rum. You're talking about, yeah, I know. And the Grand National. Anyway, so please come in with your questions, please. Throw your questions in, start with Q as well. Have to go back to work. Yeah, big up, Ben. Take care. Good streaming. Thank you so much. Take care, Ben. I'm not going to say your last name anyway. You got me there once. Mick, talk to Gökeres. Wrap this up. Yeah, I'm not going to talk to Gökeres 100%. Jag kan prata svenska. Jag kan prata med honom flytande på stockholmska. So I speak Swedish. As you know. So yeah, it lies dear in my heart, 100%. Like, I wouldn't worry too much if you sort of wrap this up. From a fan perspective, this is me now speaking as a fan off the record. I would say that I'd be stunned if Viktor Gyökeres do not become a Manchester United player. On everything that's been said and done, not only by me, if you look at what majority of the journalists are saying, including Fabrizio Romano, Ben Jacobs is also saying, Manchester United are the only one in for him. Like, it's a one-horse race at the moment. Sure, Juventus has sort of inquired, they keep calling, but they keep getting the same answer. We're already married to Amorim and Manchester United. So all Man United is doing right now is club-to-club negotiations regarding the fees and what will be the absolute installments. Like, how much the first installment payment will be 20, 25, and therefore we can sort of juggle. So let's wrap this up, and I want to hear from you guys. Should I start a poll? Yes, I like polls. So let me just compose a poll while we are still playing. You have smashed a like. I will close this 100%. Let me close this off and this poll. And let me do a hotometer. Let me start with Gyokeres, And I want to hear, put the finger on your pulse, what you think in terms of hotometer. What is your hotometer that Gyokeres, sorry for typing, Gyokeres will be a Man United player? Let me start with modest 50%, let's say 50%. Then we work ourselves upwards to say 70%. I think that's decent. We add in another option to say, let's do 80%. And or I just put done deal or something. No, let's just put 90%. Let's be conservative. Okay, I will start a poll. What is your hotometer that Gökeres will be a Man United player? I want to hear from you guys. Get involved in the poll. It's always interesting to hear what you say. Get your votes going, and we will try to do another poll as well. So big up for everyone that's tuning in. And don't forget to smash that like button, please. We'll come back to this poll in a bit. In the meantime, I want to sort of dive into the chat to see what you guys are saying as well, as this is a very interactive show. Guys, if you also want to come in and have your say, ask a few questions, let me know, because I will share the link as well so you can come in and have your say. Lawrence Burry, what you're saying, Donny was worth at least $500,000 to the Italian league. Lawrence, oh my God, Lawrence, I forgot about Donny van de Beek. Free Donny, remember, he was definitely worth more, but Man United destroyed his career. Seriously, like Oli never wanted him. Like, it was just throwing money. It was murder madness. But they never asked Oli, do you want, poor Donny. Donny was working his socks off trying to impress Oli and training. But he was never, he was never favored. I felt sorry for him, right? And then for the rest was the confidence was low. He went on a loan to Everton. He begged for his loan, got his loan moon, and played 2-3 games for Everton and had that nasty knee injury. Came back to United and then was sold. What a waste of career now. And then Eintracht Frankfurt. My God. What I haven't heard what's going on with Donny van de Beek, but is he over? Is his career gone? Lawrence, if you know, please share with the community as well. But thank you for reminding us, Lawrence. Big up to you. Yeah, Madison, please vote. You say 80 for me. You believe that 80. You're on the 80 hotometer camp for Gökeres. That's big up. Fred comes in with a question. I love it, guys. Come in with questions. The more questions you come in, the more answers we get, and the more interactivity do we get. Mick, question is Mick from Fred the Red. Do you think there will be huge interest in Onana given how he has performed since joining our? Yeah, or would other potential buyers be put off? Look, this is me speaking as a Man United fan. Onana needs to go. Yeah, everyone knows, and he's been told as well that you need to find a new club, right? We can only pray that Saudi clubs come in and offer him. I mean, the level of performance that he's displayed this season, he let in more goals than David De Gea did in his whole season. So 100% for me. And we're going to talk about the goalkeeper situations further down the track as we have some drama unfolding in Barcelona. As John Garcia, the Espanyol goalkeeper, says, yes, it's a done deal for Barcelona. And Jan ter Stegen is forcing a move. They want to force ter Stegen out, but he doesn't want to go. It's the Frankie de Jong situation again. He is owed 40 million euro in deferred wages, which Barcelona are cheeky. They want to throw him out without paying. Guys, so potentially we can add ter Stegen onto the list. And I want to hear from you. I want to create a poll regarding the goalkeeper as well. Will you take ter Stegen to United? We're currently linked to Emi Martinez. We're linked to Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. We're linked to the young up-and-coming 22-year-old goalkeeper. What's his name? Let me see. I got it down. Lemons. Sorry. And who else? We are linked with the Inter Milan, AC Milan goalkeeper as well. There's some rumors going on there. But guys, get involved with the chat. And we do have a gifted membership flying in all the way from Rushman, a legend in the house, guys. Rushman, if you don't know, go check it out. Man United Daily Transfer as well on his Twitter page. Brilliant piece of news as well. Big up transfer. Big up for you and Rushman for gifting. And I need to read out, as per tradition, who became members. So bear with me as well. While I'm reading out, please get involved with the voting as well. We have Nikki Cordogan becoming a member. Veron Vienna, Sally Devil 7. Big up Sally Devil 7 from you are the moderator from Mark Goldbridge's channel. Big up to you. Big up for tuning in, Sally. I love you to pieces. David Loans as well. Abdullah Irvan. We have also Kyle Farmer, The Right Way Around, Jim D64, Nathaniel Lucky Smith, Edwin FIFA as well was becoming a member. Alistair Dirks as well. Big up Alistair Dirks as well. EHH became a member as well. And Luan France, one of another moderators and legends, became a member as well. We had Said Ali, Mo Garnier as well. Big up to you. One Tom Play, it's been a long time, my friend amigo. Welcome. And you became a member. And another legend, Viking Red. Brother, I haven't seen you for a while. Welcome to the family. You became a member. Mark Harris, Donny Freeman, Keith Seng Chia. And that's about it, people. Listen, throw your massive respect to Rushmano. Give him love hearts and roses. You know how this works. Big up, Rushmano. Boom. You're the daily bombard today. Rushman, love you to pieces. Thank you, Sally, as well. Good to see you, Sally. Big up to you. Always good to see you at the United Stand chat as well. Doing great moderation there as well. And you guys are doing great on that channel. Anyway, so I want to sort of go into the chat, to the poll as well, to see what you guys are saying. But, let's keep it real, right? What's going on here? We have about 20 votes only. God damn it. 20 votes. You guys are lazy. Bring it up. Okay, drum roll, please. 50%, only 14%. Okay, the poll is still running. We still have votes. Should I leave it for 5 more minutes? Let me know in the chat as well, guys. Let me know in the chat. Should I leave the poll for another 5 minutes? Let me know. Please type 1 if you want me to leave the poll going for another 5 minutes, or 2 if you want me to end the poll. Lookman Ivan, hi bro, how you doing? Lookman, how you doing? It's me. I remember you, Lookman. How you doing? Jamie Wayne is in the house, our loyal moderator. This delay works in our favor, Mick, especially the Gyokeres deal. Yeah, well, listen, I'm cool and composed, like, you know, always been the voice of reasoning. So what I know is things is not what you think. Is not FIFA. Like, this is transfer. So, you know, there's so much legal stuff going on. Like, you know, there's litigation teams, the contracts people team that are gonna oversee everything. You're gonna do amendments here. Yes, we don't like this paragraph. Yes, we want to have this. What about the add-ons? Yeah. We got to agree on the add-ons. What about the image rights, X, Y, Z? And these takes time, right? Yeah, it does, 100%. Big up Sally as well for, you know, saying thank you. Rashmano, big up to you as well. RG is in the house. Peace and blessings, everyone. Peace to you, RJ, and everyone that was celebrating, you know, Eid. I mean, it was Eid Mubarak, so that's kind of finished as well. So whatever you are, whatever religion you celebrate, you know, it's all diversity. And on this football channel, it's all football. That is our religion. And Manchester United is our religion as well. Am I do keeping going in what you guys are saying before we move on to the next story? July books next financial years. Yes. Yeah, guys, you guys have been becoming quite educated. Like, you know, we fans used to be like, we don't really care about the finances, but nowadays everyone that follows Man United and this channel and every channel is becoming accountants, financial experts. Like I keep saying, it doesn't really matter like what the price is at the end of the day, as long as we get the player. Since when did we become the accountant or the P&L holder, the profit and loss holder? But we are deeply invested because of the reports saying that we are broke, we don't have money, the PSR. And by the way, the PSR might even not be there next year. There's massive doubts about it, right? So we're competing in 2 leagues. One is the Premier League and then is the financial PSR league. So I'm not massively favored for the PSR. The FFP needs to exist, but people needs to sort of look into how is Chelsea getting away with murder, right? How? They just like a black swan floating around, like, you know, whooped, doing deals here and there. Boop. Because I think they're doing like 8-year contracts, like, so they're spreading things out in amortization, like, you know, 8 years installments. So the transfer windows are never that huge, right? If you get a 50 million deal, like, you know, and you do 8 years installments, that's peanuts. You can do multiple deals like that. So they basically found a loophole, but I want to hear some digging in that. I will ask my friend Swedish Rumble to actually do some digging regarding that. Charles, you want to continue the poll? Big up to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mbueno can still be announced this week, 100%. That's what I said. Like, you know, it's just, it was just the anticipation from media. Some fans were saying it's like always, it's a race. And just because the 10th, the window closed, it needs to be announced. No, you can still negotiate and do the deals and it will still be announced, right? That's the thing, right? But I don't believe because if you look at the finances, I believe that most of this deal will be first installment after July 1st, because that is the new financial year in every type of business, or the PSR and footballing business, by the way. Even Cunha deal will be the first installment after the 1st of July. So we technically haven't really spent anything because we are now rounding up the financial year right now, and we're going fresh with a clean, fresh slate, you know, as July 1st. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. In 8 years installment, yeah, that is crazy. I know, RJ. I know it's really, really mad. I mean, I think Chelsea is the only one that sort of got away with it, invented this Todd Bowley, the combo. You know what I mean? Junior edits is what you're saying, Junior. Can I have the latest news on Gokeres and Mbueno? Well, mate, you just missed it. There is a rewind button. Just to want to be fair to everyone, so I don't have to sort of rinse, wash, repeat. So if you finish the stream, mates, just go back and you know, go back to the timeline and check it yourself. The latest about Mbueno, of course, there's no panic. There's no panic at the disco. It's simply, negotiations ongoing about the fees and the installment plans. The same thing goes with Gökeres. Like, there was fake news that he's angry. He was never angry in a way, because they already had personal terms and he already forced to move by saying, I'm leaving this summer. They had a gentleman's agreement. So it's typically media what's spinning, and you had some reports coming up from Portugal, the love stirring the pot, and everyone is kind of jumping in the domino effect, right? So I was told that this is no deal in danger. Viktor Gyökeres is chilling. He's on a vacation at the moment. His agent is talking this club-to-club negotiations. Fabrizio Romano was saying also that the club negotiations, their daily contact, and this deal is about to advance anyway. So all they have to do is to sort of make a sort of payment plan in a way. Will it be 55 million pounds, or will it be 60 million pounds plus 10 add-ons? What will be the add-ons? Is it feasible add-ons? Will it be paying will it be one of them if he takes Man United back into the Champions League? That is triggering one add-on, X, Y, Z. So there's a lot of things going on at the moment, but listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to round off this poll, because that tells it all what you guys are thinking. Let me just go to the poll. And there is now 33 polls voting, and I'm going to close it off. And guess what? The poll was reading from a fan perspective, the hotometer. What is your hotometer that Gökeres will be a Man United player? 50% was only 18% of you believe that is a 50%. So there's still doubt. And I believe that, because a lot of us fans have been burned in the past. We've been treading with cautious there, right? 70% finished actually last, or 9%. 18% on 80% on 18% voted, but majority, drum roll please, you're on a 90% camp, is 56%. Majority is 56%, thinking 90%. Next time, do we do a done deal? I don't want to put that done deal. We're going to end this poll as well, and we're going to continue with another fresh story as well, directly exclusive as well, guys. So big up to all of you. Do not forget to smash that like button, please. It's so difficult. This channel, I do this on my spare time. I come in to speak to my community. I tend to share the information that I have, and little do I have is time. Time is at the essence. So your like buttons, your subscription helps. If you do donate, super chat, like Mbueno did, you're helping the channel. Like, big up legend Mbueno for just gifting 20 members. If you want to become a member yourself, it's only €1 per month to support our ongoing efforts to be real. Now, guys, let me go into length of a contract. What Fred is saying, length of a contract means 30 million fee over 3 years equal 10 million a year in PSR rules, 100%. And I said that in multiple occasions, Fred, that this summer window will never be, if we have 140 million before sales, it will never be like that. Because if you take in consideration in the installment plans, right, you say that yourself, you pay 10 million there, 10 million there, 20 million there, you sort of get 5 players for 80 million. You know what I mean? 5 players for 80 million, and then you do your sales. But the crux is that you need to add on for the next coming years as well, depending on the installments. But yes, you're absolutely correct, my friend. Absolutely correct. Excuse me, I need to drink some water. Now, we spent a fair bit of time talking about the Mbueno situation, cool and composed. That's going to happen. You guys voted on the hotometer regarding Gökeres. I'm also adamant it's going to happen, but don't click me on this one. Anything can happen in the transfer window, unless Manchester United totally go bankrupt or cannot find finances. We're going to talk about the outs, by the way, as well. So people, stay with me for this one. I'm going to talk about the goalkeeper situation as well. That is the most important thing. Payment structure, what you're saying, Jamie, payment structure is not easy thing to do because it's add-ons. Yeah, 100%. You're absolutely speaking facts there, Jamie, as well. You're not worried about Mbueno and Gökeres. I just want the deep laying playmaker. We're going to talk about that one as well. So let's just dive into that story as well, guys. So let's do that in a second. I'm just going to try to find it. I'm just going to go to my timeline. Yes, sirree, guys. I I'm just going to switch the scene here. I'm just going to go to that scene as well. And guys, look, man, thank you for choosing. Yes, Gökeres will choose Theatre Dreams any other day. Yeah, why wouldn't he? You know, with the biggest fan base in the world. Now, earlier today, I spoke to my dear friend Alfredo Pedula in a one-on-one conversation. I asked about him because I've seen a lot of reports floating around Rasmus Hojlund, especially when it comes to Italian news. You know that Alfredo Pedula is been quite accurate when it comes to Manchester United signing, especially from Italy as well. He confirmed 100% that Inter Milan are interested in signing Rasmus Hojlund on a seasonal-long deal with the potential option to buy. But talks are currently on standby as of Inter Milan is now participating in the World Cup competition, and talks will be resuming after 14th of July. So they're not really doing any transfers at the moment, but there's definitely genuine interest as well. Furthermore, he also told me that Atalanta is also keen to bring on, to bring back, Rasmus Hojlund back. Potentially on a loan, potentially for buy, but they know that Ederson is, one of Manchester United's midfield targets that could be utilized either as a swap deal or a makeaway. They get Hojlund on a loan or, do a swap deal, but swap deals are hard. And we get 40 million or 45 million pounds for Ederson. There's also going to be a very tight race for Ederson, Manchester City. There's tight competition, but this is what I've been told from Alfredo Pedula. If you don't forget Alfredo Pedula, let me just play this. You know who to Mufc Realist TV and Mick Ruby, and especially the voice of reason when it comes to the January transfer window and transfers in general. Of course, this was in January, but on the course time of 2 years, me and Alfredo was the one that broke the Amrabat story to Manchester United. Onana, also unfortunately Onana that needs to flap away, and also Hojlund, who were the first one to report and got this wrong before even Fabrizio Romano stole the story. But anyway, this is it. A lot of reports coming out that Marcus Rashford in his entourage is down in Italy. And so what better way is for us to speak to our dear old friend to the channel and my colleague Alfredo Pedula, who's got 25 years more experience when it comes to sports journalism in Serie A. Many of you that follow this channel have probably seen Alfredo Pedula on this channel before. It was that summer when we actually got Amrabat over the line, Rasmus Hojlund, Onana, and Alfredo Pedula was spot on with that predictions. I want to go in straight to talking about the exclusive of Sofyan Amrabat. Both me and Alfredo been saying Sofyan Amrabat to Manchester United, no problem, right? But what is the true story, Alfredo, regarding Manchester United? Is he a Manchester United player? Because a lot of intermediate contacts has been taking place, negotiating the fee, personal terms, not a problem. His agent. Can you tell us a little bit more? How close is it for Manchester United, and when do you think he will come to Manchester United?
No, allora, il discorso è molto semplice. Lui ha un accordo sull'ingaggio.
So he has an agreement already.
4 milioni e mezzo di euro a stagione.
40-45 million of euro for each season.
Ha avuto 3-4 proposte negli ultimi 20 giorni.
He got
Basta, Alfredo, love you to pieces. But if you guys remember, go back in memory lane in the archives 2 years ago. We did a fantastic podcast together. And yeah, that's it. So I spoke to him today, and he said also keep your eyes on Bayer Leverkusen as well as Atalanta. Now, Bayer Leverkusen is also knowing that Erik ten Hag will join. And then Erik ten Hag has money to burn now that they sold Florian Wirtz and also potentially Frimpong going out. So Garnacho has been linked to it. He wants Garnacho and also Hojlund and also Anthony. We know that, Erik ten Hag seems to want his old players to play for him. That's the safe line, We saw it at United. He will do it again, and I'm 100% he will flirt with them. So they do have money to spend. I wouldn't worry too much about Alejandro Garnacho. At the end of the day, there's multiple suitors involved there. There's Napoli, there's Inter, there is definitely Bayer Leverkusen, and Premier League clubs as per se, Arsenal and Chelsea. Now, if we stick on the Premier League, as a fan, I certainly don't want to strengthen Arsenal or Chelsea with Alejandro Garnacho. It's a sad situation. I love Alejandro Garnacho as a wide player, but unfortunately, we've seen under Amorim in his system, it's a waste of space. It doesn't work. And his attitude. So basically, you got to ask the question, why did Ruben Amorim force these players out, right? He did that at Sporting as well, right? He forced out Marcus Rashford. He forced out Garnacho. enforced out many other players, like basically to make way for better players, right? He wants better players that could play his system. One of them is Gökeres. He wanted Cunha. He wanted Mbueno. And we will look for a potential Ederson to Manchester United. Because once, as was also reported, once Manchester United are completing this attacking situation, they will focus the shift to the midfield, right? Bruno Fernandes will play a little bit deeper. But however, Manchester United are well documented in Ruben Amorim's system. They need a ball playing, how do I say, midfield as well. Similar like a Fred on steroids, right? And Ederson is high on the list. We also seen Hackney also being part of that list, but I would say that Hackney, we do have academy players that are better than Hackney. We do have Seka Kone. We do have Fletcher twins. Who else do we have? We have abundance of youth academies that could step up. We even have, who do we have here? I'm missing a piece here. God, help me. I'm tired. Collier, yes, Collier. So that's the one to watch, people, and that is Alfredo told me as well, like, it's stalling at the moment. Don't expect anything to happen until July, and because Inter is kind of playing, but still Manchester United could still negotiate with other clubs during this time or period. At the end of the day, like if we sell if you sell if you sell Hojlund, that means that Hojlund came out to say that he still wants to remain at the club. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? You signed to your boyhood dream club, but you had a stinker of a season. Now it's a double-edged sword. Like, I certainly gave up on Rasmus this season. I saw him in the Asian tour, like in Kuala Lumpur, Hong Kong, and he was like bullied by miniature Chinese mosquitoes as center backs, and he's totally lost the plot. But is this his fault? I don't think so. That summer when we signed him from Atalanta, like we were supposed to sign a Harry Kane, somebody he can mentor and learn from. But over the years, he's been carrying this burden on himself as a sole striker. We got Xerxes, but he's not a striker. Xerxes is 1 year older. So we're missing somebody that could mentor and teach him and stuff like that. And if we do get Gyokeres, if he doesn't go, surely he can play as a secondary fiddle, like he can learn a lot. But this is something that Manchester United will not do and tolerate, in my opinion. I think the judge and jury's out. We are seriously listening to Inter Milan. We are seriously looking at Atalanta. We're seriously going to look for bids. Or what we are doing, like for an option to loan it up with an option to buy, is not to lose, the value. If you sell him now, you will not even break even. If you get it another loan, you get a loan fee for him, and then you sell him next year, and then you make profit. And that's the way Manchester United and football economics work. So potentially like a loan with an option to buy or an obligation to buy, but keep your eyes on the price. So if they lost a striker in Florian Wirtz, for instance, like by a Leverkusen, they will look for a striker, and Hojlund will be the way. But I was thinking, what if? Like, this is just a theory. Oh, big up, Richie. How are you doing? This is just a theory, guys. And this is just a wild theory. This is nothing that I heard. But imagine then Sporting Lisbon. If they lose Gökeres to Manchester United, they need to replace Gökeres. You know what I'm alluding to? Where you say, like, okay, well, you can have Rasmus Hojlund for a option to, along with an option to buy. Give it a try. Nobody's talking about that one, but that could be a possibility, right? What do you guys think? What are you guys thinking? Do you think that could be a possibility, like, for Rasmus? Of course, we know Atalanta wants him back. We know that Inter Milan has genuine interest. And we see that Bayer Leverkusen, by the way, will snap up, also shown interest in no other than Garnacho, Hojlund, and Anthony, right? So we know that we need money from Anthony. Betis is playing the poor victim that we don't have money. We will pretty much sell, Anthony to the highest bidders, 100%. Like, he's gained a lot of attraction from Serie A. I wouldn't mind him going for 50, 60. What is the recent price? What is a decent price? Like, I think I heard Real Betis wanted to sort of offer Man United 30, 35 million, which is scandalous low, right? I would say that, Anthony is a minimum 50 to 60 million player, right? So what do you think, right? What do you think? Richie's saying here, I supported United for decades, so would have aged anyway. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Big up for you as well coming in my chat. Go check out Red Devil United and his brilliant podcast and daily shows as well. Big up, friend of the channel as well. If I was Rasmus, what Richie's saying here, I would seriously look at Inter as good option to kickstart my career. Yeah, but also if you played at Atalanta before, and you know that they're knocking at the door, they want you back, right? You would go to the settings where you thrived, right? Right now, the mental state of the player is broken, right? He can't even do it at the ASEAN Tour. He couldn't even do it in the Denmark Nations League. So he definitely needs a mental reboot, right? So what better way is to go back to some familiar environment? If you go to Inter Milan, yes, it's Serie A, but it's a new club, new staff, new team. If he goes back to, Atalanta, he knows everything there already, right? He's familiar with the city. He knows the pasta shops. He knows everything. So if, Atalanta really, really wants him back, I said, go for it, I just really wants the best for Rasmus Hojlund. I have no negativity against him. As a footballer, he tried and huffed and puffed, but I feel sorry for him. This season was shambolic. He was a little bit like Bambi on ice, or any Italian club, 100%. Yes. All good to you, everyone. Big up for everyone. We've been live for 55 minutes. And yeah, guys, if you want to come in and have a say, I will round up the show by inviting you. Guys, be civilized. There might be some kids watching. So just have a cool and composed talk. I will paste the link here, and I'm looking forward forever. I challenge you to come in and have a say, point some questions. Let me know what you think about the overarching, transfer window. The link is being pasted. Guys, come in and have a say. Richie, if you want to come in and have a say, come in, dial in here. This is the StreamYard link. As long as you have a microphone, potential camera, all welcome. So we also, while we're waiting for callers to come in, we're going to talk about the goalkeeping situation. I forgot about that one. The breaking news as well, that we thought that Frankie Mastacunio from River Plate was all set and go to PSG, but breaking news from Fabrizio, another bomber, that after he plays the World Cup championship there as River Plate, is going to Real Madrid. So Real Madrid got the target. We all knew that he was going to Real Madrid, but he's such a great player, this kid is going to be madness. This kid is going to be madness. So another goalkeeping news, as mentioned before, is that breaking news as well, that Barcelona has sealed a deal from our goalkeeping target, Espanyol goalkeeper Juan Garcia. What a potential goalkeeper he is. And John ter Stegen is being pushed out of the door. They want him out, similar to the Frankie de Jong situation. And there is a massive drama going on because the club owe him 40 million euros in wages, which he simply doesn't want to walk away from, right? So this is going to be a very tricky one. Can we put John ter Stegen on the goalkeeping list? And by the way, let me just start a poll. Which goalkeeper do you want? Because currently we have, in terms of goalkeepers, we have Lemons, we have Milinkovic-Savic, Vanja Milinkovic-Savic, and we have, what's his name, Emi Martinez, the shitster, which we love to hate as well. Let me start a poll. And I want everyone to get involved. This will be the last poll of this evening. Let me see. Let's type quick goalkeeper. Let me see. Select a goalkeeper. All right, I'll just do an abbreviation GK that you want to United instead of Onana. Onana, what a shame. Let's start with Martinez. Emi Martinez. Yay. Stegen. Then we do ter Stegen. And then we do Milinkovic-Savic. The giant, the Serbian giant, is like 2 meters and 4 centimeters tall. What a wingspan. Milinkovic-Savic. Savage. We call him Savage. Savage. And we add on lemons as well. Lemons. Okay, I'm starting the poll right now. Let this be the last poll of this evening. Get involved. Let us get us as much votes as we can. We have 700 live viewers at the moment and only 42 likes by the stats. Guys, what a shame. You're getting free, absolutely free content. Do respect the channel. Do respect this community. Let us get up to minimum 100 likes while you're at it, and don't let the door slam you on the way. 600, 700 views, people, 42 likes. Get this likes up going while we're actually voting on the poll as well. I want to see 100 likes minimum before we close the shop, please. I'm not famous for begging, but you know, the likes is everything that YouTube algorithm is thinking about, because likes means that, hey, you know, people likes this channel, so therefore I'm going to promote it to other Man United fans and other footballing fans around the world. Thank you so much, and we are on the road to 50,000 subscribers very, very soon. When it will happen, I don't know. When will we get a silver plate? I don't really know. All I care about is this community and spreading the positivity and keeping as real as possible. That's what we're called Realist TV, MUFC. Let me see. Let me go into the. I don't have any callers. Nobody wants to call in. Nobody dares. I dare you. Not even Stephanie wants to dare. Yalim Almin, never seen your face before either. Rashford, who wants to go to Barcelona and he cannot see the disaster of a club at Barcelona. Yeah, become 100%. I mean, what kind of love triangle did they have there? Like, you know, how did they keep the players? Like, even if they own deferred wages to them, like, you know, what is the sense of loyalty? You know, I wonder, right? They sold the kids, they sold the levers, and they are bigger shit than Man United is at the moment. Yeah. Y'all, I mean, you say you want Savage, the Savage. Yeah, I want him too. Just because I'm half Serbian, I really want him, but he's an amazing goalkeeper, right? What a shot stopper. What a wingspan. Like, you know, you should not pass. You know what I mean? Another Frankie de Jong saga with the keeper. Oh my God. Poor Ter Stegen. I feel really sorry for him. Donnarumma is fake news, according to my opinion. We will never aim for him, and PSG will never sell this star goalkeeper. So yeah, I would love to have him 100%. You know, I love him, but it will never happen. Like, you know, never happen. You know, is PSG bound. Freddie Red saying Savage was at United but never played a game. Yeah, he was. But you know, so a lot of players like came in the academy, never made it, or was never given a chance. Viktor Gyökeres was one of them as well. He came to Brighton, thought like, wow, this is my dream move. I'm gonna get, like, you know, I'm gonna finally start my professional career. And shit happens because Gaffer don't see you, Gaffer don't pick you, you know. And this happens in football a lot, right? Sometimes you have luck. The Gaffer, you know, keeps an eye on you and gives you a chance. And sometimes you work your socks off, like Donny van de Beek did, and never got given a chance. You give everything in training, right? It's just, I don't know, late fortuna. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. Cheers. Having a sip of my water. Yeah, I'm not going to do a chicken dance, Stephanie. I see you. 47 likes almost there. Yeah, listen, in retrospective, if you watch this in retrospective, like, come on, give us a minimum of 50 likes. And we do have a fantastic...
In the last
Hey, Richie, can you hear me?
Yeah, can I thought something went wrong then, but yeah, no, I'm good. How you doing, Mick?
First time I have you on my channel, my friend. Good, isn't it?
Yeah, first time. I thought I haven't got a lot of time, but yeah, what do you want to talk about, Mick? Obviously, we just did a transfer.
No, it's your question. Yeah, no, it's your you know, I invite you to sort of after everything that's going on, you've been doing your show. What is your general feeling? Where do you stand with this Mbueno situation? Where do you stand with Gökeres situation? Are you fairly relaxed, or do you think that we will get this over the line?
I think I'll say fairly relaxed, because I think the time frame we're talking about a short transfer window. Manchester United get Cunha done, and Mbeumo wants to come to Manchester United. Gyokeres, as far as you know, wants to join Manchester United. This is like, this isn't like Frankie de Jong chasing him for 3 years, and he says he doesn't want to join United. This is players wanting to join Manchester United, and I would say I'm always, as long as we're moving in the right direction, I'm kind of relaxed about the speed of it. You know, we're not linked to players I look at and think, I don't want these players coming to the club. I look at the shortlist and go, Mbeumo, Cherki, Cunha. There's good players on this list, and I think, okay, these are good
100%.
options. So if you didn't get one, I think Cherki would have been a good signing, but I think Mbeumo is a better signing. So it's a little bit like if, like, say as an example, like when you're trying to get something in life, you miss an opportunity, but then you get something better later on. Like Delap for me would have been, I think, a backup option. If I'm being fair, I don't mean to be
It
critical.
was a
of
backup
a
option,
football
yeah.
player, but I wouldn't
It
see
was
Delap being first choice. But Delap is the backup option. I can see Newcastle being a good club for him, but Chelsea offer more money than Manchester United want to pay. He wants to join Chelsea anyway, so for me, that's not an issue. We just move on and go to the next target. Like, we can't get every target.
I think the stars are kind of aligning in terms of Amarin's rebuild, like, you know, Richie, like, you know, we clearly see that he wants versatile players to come in, like, you know, can play multiple positions, that has an engine, that has a footballing IQ, right? Something that was not missing. If you look at Mbueno, like, you know, Jarvis will tell you that he can play multiple positions. He can even play a right wing back if he wants to, right? He can even play in the middle. But Mbueno, he's got abundance of energy. He's got legs. He's got speed. He's got stamina, like, you know, and you cannot really bully that guy. And the guy finished third in the Premier League Golden Boot, right? He finished 20 goals, right?
Yeah, there's literally no. The more you look into Mbeumo, it's no one covered more distance last season in the Premier League apart from Bruno Guimaraes. He's got
True.
he's top. I'm not a big stats man, but I think Mbeumo was top of the expected assists in terms of, like, he creates very good chances. He got a decent amount of assists as well. And that's on top of his, 20 goals is fantastic for any player that, is not an out-and-out striker. 20 goals is very good. And then it's just like the work rate is just a bonus, isn't it? So if you're looking at trying to tick all the boxes in terms, like I said, he's got physicality, stamina, he's a quality player. He's got, he's one of these players that not just Premier League experience, it's just year-on-year improvement. And it's like he's got to, like, his peak. And it's just, I don't want to say outgrown Brentford, but you can see, can't you? There's players that you want to sign and you think he's still, he can still improve as well. So I don't think we get him and go, right, this is the player we get. And Mbeumo can still improve.
And Cunha is, listen, and Cunha as well, 50. I mean, Cunha is more of a ball carrier, unpredictable, can play multiple positions as well. Like, all of a sudden, you add those two to the list. You add on Amad Diallo, potentially now looks like he's going to play a right wing back. What do you think?
I think if you watch Manchester United against Spurs, Spurs can double team Amad Diallo, a bit like, back in the day, people would double team Ginola. And can you double team Amad Diallo if you got Cunha and Mbuemo in the team? It's stupid, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like it's almost like the synergy of threat, isn't it? You've got
as a fullback, you start thinking like, oh shit, like I got Mbuemo there and I got Amad Diallo there. Oh shite, And then you look at the other side. Oh, you look at the middle, you have Gökeres all of a sudden running the channels.
Dynamic,
and then you have
dynamic. What do you do as a defense? Like, even I'd say Garnacho causes problems, but Garnacho doesn't always have the end product. So I know Garnacho is going to be sold, like, weirdly, because he's a bad player, because he's a valuable player. So for me, I would look at, we're saying about this transfer window. I'm kind of most disappointed by Sancho as a football player out of all the players we signed recently, because
Sancho, what a waste of career.
Do you know what I'd look at and say, the next couple of years, 2 years' time from now, Anthony will be fine. He's got the ethic. Anthony will be, I don't know where Anthony will play, but he's going to have a successful football career, because he's going to make the best of any situation he's in. He's going to put the effort in.
I agree.
He's like, you can't fault his application. A bit like McTominay, that people could say things about McTominay, but one thing you couldn't criticize is his determination. And you've seen him in a different environment thrive. I think with Sancho, if he goes to Dortmund, then good luck to him, because it's one salary off the books. But where does he go in a year's time? I've genuinely no idea. Like, for me, it's a disappointment for him.
That opens a can of worm like that I really don't want. But I see that there's a player that lost interest in football. Like, it's just like, he thought he made it. He came to Dortmund. He was ripping out trees in Dortmund. We've seen clips. We've seen matches. All of a sudden, he got his big money move to United, and he just didn't bother. Like, he thought he made it. He doesn't even put an effort. Like, you know what I mean? And this is sad. Is for talent, yeah. you can have talent, you can have ability, but if you don't put a shift, if you don't sort of nurture your own career, then you're going to end up where you end up. Like, you know what I mean? Now nobody really wants him. Like, what is he going to do? Most likely run down his contract Man United and go for free, right? But what's impressing me, Richie, this summer window, which is unpredictable, is, well, not unpredictable, but it's unprecedented, because we have first time we have the sporting operational people that are together and doing the recruitment, and they've been doing planning, and they're definitely backing Amarin. So for me, we are looking more of versatile system players rather than, you know, the signings of Mbueno and the signings of Cunha, it's risk-free. They're Premier League proven. They prove they can do it in the Premier League. They play for Wolves. They play for this. So this is pretty much a plug and play. Now, if you look at Gyokeres, for instance, right? He's Premier League proven because he played what? He played for Brighton. He played for Coventry. So he played 2 years under Ruben Amorim. So that is pretty much a plug and play, a ready-made player to come in. That solves the attacking. The next thing, the next thing, where do you think we need to strengthen? Like, I created a poll. Definitely, we need to get a goalkeeper. It's like the burger, right? You know, if you don't have the bottom bun, everything will trickle down. So you will not really enjoy the burger, right? So we have all the juice there, and we have the killer on the top, which is the top bun, right? And then you have a happy meal at the end of the day. But
after striker, for me, 100% goalkeeper, because as an example, and I said this a lot of times, is there's so many different games where these are 3 examples. Okay, so Yoro, one example, Yoro's trying to shield the ball against Spurs, and Arna's rooted to his line. Yoro's thinking, why aren't you coming for the ball? Another scenario, Dorgu on the edge of the box, and Arna's almost running past him. And then another situation where De Ligt, one of the most experienced defenders, is actually kicking the ball out of play because he has no idea what Onana's doing, and he has no confidence the goalkeeper is going to be able to deal with the situation. These are 3 different goalkeepers, 3 different defenders, a mixture of experience, and they don't have confidence in the goalkeeper. So for me, it's like, no, shot stopping is a basic. Like, he's not good enough in terms of his own performance, but I think he's actually detrimental to younger defenders trying to progress as players. Like, the goalkeeper should be a leader of the defense. Like, the goalkeeper is the one that should be able to have a clear view. Like, say a Schmeichel van der Sar, it's not just the quality of their goalkeeping; it's the guidance for, or the shouting at defenders. Shouting at Steve Bruce from Schmeichel, organising Pallister, or like even David De Gea shouting at Luke Shaw. They're trying to give direction in terms of where they think positioning is going a bit awry. So I think Onana. I'm not going to be dramatic and say he holds Aiden Heaven back or Yoro back, because I think they're quality players, but it's not ideal, is it?
It's not ideal, but he will take a massive pay cut as well, like, because we didn't make Champions League, so everyone gets a deduction. Yeah. He's clearly wanted a new contract, more money. He thought he was worth more, but I just say, like, it's a fraud goalkeeper, according to my opinion. And Schmeichel was right. This is the worst. I mean, wasn't it? Who was it? The Serbian midfielder. He said it. What's his name? Nemanja Matic. He said he's the worst goalkeeper in Manchester United history, and I agree. I agree.
It's like maybe 50 games, isn't it? It's just that there's some goalkeepers that shouldn't play. I don't know. Maybe it's a pressure thing, because there's high profile errors, isn't there? And there's just like continual high profile errors. I don't know. It's one of the. I'm gonna have to jump in a minute, but to answer where we should improve, I think ideally I'd like to see a midfielder come in, because I think the midfield is one where I'm not sure. I saw something yesterday that said Ederson was available for £33 million, but I think we should get a Garte, a mobile friend, to play alongside him. That would be my. I'd love to see Mbueno work out. But I think Mbueno and Collier, it's like, if they don't work out next year, they might be gone. Casemiro, I don't think will play. I think midfield's it feels like we haven't got the money to get an elite midfielder. I think unless we sell lots of, like, all the players we're linked to try and sell.
I mean, Ederson is there according to Alfredo Pedola, like, and he's been reporting there for quite a while, but it's all depending on the sales, right? So I believe that, I'm going to repeat this again. I think now until 1st of July, I think you're going to see a lot of sales at the partner first, right? We already negotiated for 3 striker option targets. The ducks are aligned. Club-to-club negotiations is ongoing. I'm not worried about that. You know, where do you stand on Gökeres on the hotometer? Like, are you one of these that are a little bit skeptic still, or you know, what's your hotometer on that one?
You mean like skeptic as in like the deal gets done or is good enough?
I
Or...
know, you know, it's like, do you place yourself on 50%, or do you place yourself 70, 80, 90? Barring what you're hearing, like I've been reporting this, there's a lot of people reporting in Ben Jacobs, you know, Romano.
I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen for multiple reasons. Like,
You've been reporting it as well.
Believe like this Champions League football thing. Like, you know, when people say, "Oh, we want Champions League football," you're going to
That's lazy
sign
journalism.
years, aren't you? Like a 6-year contract for you're going to pick Newcastle, Manchester United, Spurs. Like, who's going to have the most Champions League football in 6 years' time? Probably United. I think it's most likely to happen with United if they can get things in line with like player sales and get the deal done. I think Arsenal have got Sesko.
That's about it.
Different targets. It's one of these things, isn't it, Mick? Like, maybe Gyokeres fits Manchester United better because he's got the great relationship with Amrin, the system wise, etc. It's gonna help Amrin getting him.
Okay, regarding before you go, Paulinho has also been linked to Man United. He's not getting game time at Bayern. Is this something that you would take on a loan? 29-year-old, Premier League proven, Fulham, shitster, got abundance of energy still, engine.
I know Jarvis loves him.
He loves him. I love him too.
Someone loves
Jarvis loves him, and Stu Wally loves him as well.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a short-term option. I'm not sure about that one. Okay. I would say maybe not. I'd rather avoid something that's a shortish term option. I don't know. See what comes through the academy. See what's available in the transfer window next year, or hopefully, maybe if we get some sales done, maybe it'll be something we look to do in January, depending on how we go.
Do you think that you know, we will go for more of experience because we need to replace Casemiro, we need to replace Ederson as well, so we simply cannot just throw in a youngster in there. But you know, do you think that, you know, it will be an Ederson? Would you take Ederson if that happens? Like if we get a lot of sales?
Well, probably, like for the price we're seeing, I'd probably take Ederson. I think he'd be a good signing. But again, I mean, it's difficult to say he's going to be as successful as people want him to be because different league. But I think in terms of attributes as well, mobile, maybe a bit more creative. Like, didn't he get 3 assists when Atalanta won the?
Yeah, it's great. He's just not he's a hybrid 6 and 8 in my opinion. He's a very good ball carrier. He's got amazing gun shot, amazing left foot as well. Like, so yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that it could be an option. That's what I'll say. It could be an option. But
Stephanie would take Amadou or no, I don't know, man. Richie, I know you're conscious of time. I really appreciate, brother, for coming in. You know, go check out your channel. But before you go, we want to hear, what did you vote on the poll, if you did vote on the poll for? We spoke about the goalkeeping situation. We know that we are linked to Lemons, the 22-year-old that plays in the, I think he's in the Dutch league. He's supposed to be the next up-and-coming thing. I think he's a great goalkeeper. Would you take Milinkovic-Savic, Vanya, the Savage? Or if for some miraculous reason we get Ter Stegen or this AC Milan goalkeeper, I keep hearing something that he's got 1 year left on his contract.
I don't know, Milinkovic-Savic seems quite a reasonable option. He's had a good season.
I think so.
20 million. I'd be honestly tempted to get Emi Martinez.
Or Emi Martinez, yes, I forgot to mention Martinez.
I might be tempted to go with him just because it's a more known quantity, and I think sometimes, not every time, but sometimes.
Don't you think it's replacing another bozo with another bozo?
It's a better quality bozo, though.
Yeah, it's a better quality bozo. You're right.
In the short term, I think it might be deemed low risk-ish. Like, I know it seems to be saying low risk when he's run out and like flattened Hojlund in his last game, but low risk in terms of like, is he going to cope with the Premier League straight away? He'd be fine when he. I don't know. There's so many goalkeepers linked. I've been kind of like relaxed on that one, Mick. So I've just been getting other things done first.
Anything is an upgrade, even if we get Radek Vitek back as well. So yeah. What about Verbruggen? I don't know. Are we linked to him, Steph?
I'm not sure, but Donnarumma, I would doubt that would happen. I think Donnarumma stays.
That's just Good luck getting Donnarumma out of PSG. No way. There's no chance. That was just
it has contract extension written all over it, doesn't it? Let's
Yeah.
mention Manchester United, then get a contract extension. That's what it feels like to me. I'm gonna have to jump, Mick.
Yeah, Diego Costa.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
before you go, mate,
Invite.
the poll is actually. You want to know the poll, or are you gonna?
Go on and let me know.
Okay, so guys, just before Richie goes, the winner of this poll, we have Emi Martinez, ter Stegen, Milinkovic, Savic, and Lemons. And believe it or not, Richie, you got the vote on 65% on Emi Martinez, mate.
Yeah, people want a known quantity. I think let's get him in. Then maybe
Emil-
in the future, it feels a bit less risky, doesn't it? I think people are a bit worried about teething issues with the league. But I'm going to jump, Mick.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite,
guys. Big up. Go check out Red Devils United. Richie, before you go, just promote your channel. We are, we're always collaborating. But it's
Red
first
Devil
time you come in.
United.
Please come in more, man. Seriously.
Manchester United fan channel. I'm supposed to be doing something at 8:30 tonight. It's going to be tricky because I've got 10 minutes to set it up. But I'm trying to look for some. Well, we were thinking about discussing Gyokeres and like Rio Ferdinand, trying to criticize any player linked with our club for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because if Manchester United become back, that they'll have less negative content to put out. But we'll be live. Maybe it'll be 8:45 now, but we'll see. But trying to do regular content.
If you want me to come on, mate, I'm free. Just send me the link and we'll be good.
I think it'll just be a short one with myself and a couple.
Oh yeah, no problems, mate. Anytime, my friend. Anytime. Big up, Richie. Everyone smash the like for Richie. Go over to his channel in about 10 to 15, 20 minutes. Check it out.
Maybe a little bit longer because it's been a. No, nice to chat to you, Mick, and nice to see some friendly
faces. You too, man. Finally. Yeah. See you. Thank you.
Mick.
Cheers. Speak soon. And guys, that was Richie from Red Devils United TV. Go check him out, please. And I just want to wrap this stream out. And basically, the poll was finishing by Emi Martinez 63%, ter Stegen 7%, Milinkovic Savic on second place on the Hotometer 22%, and Lemons 7%. Guys, I suggest that you go out and check out Lemons. I'm going to end this poll as well. Cheers, everyone, for tuning in. Just to wrap things up, we have super chats coming in, chats coming in. We got Jeff coming in. I'm deeply saddened to that there's no negative United fans who are so negative about the transfer of Mbueno and Gökeres and this offload of players. Just want to say, stay positive. The deals will happen. Big up for coming in, Jeff, and spreading your positivity. We have Abi in the house. Well, we have Abi in the house. Welcome, the great United. Yes, please. I'm just going to go catch up. Good news, what you're saying. Class of 99. David Saar has gone to City. David Saar is here as well. United going to need to sign Diego Costa from Porto. Yeah, 100%. My favorite goalkeeper out of all of them is Diego Costa. It's led to believe that Manchester United are keeping that also part of the list, and it's going to be a battle between him and Pep Guardiola from City. I don't know what's going on with City. Why are they looking to offload Ederson, or what's his name? Not Ederson. Ederson's bloody Liverpool. By the way, Liverpool we're not going to talk about anyway. Liverpool is doing madness, and Liverpool, I call them centurions because they only invest this year. They go heavy, and next year they will not invest anything. So don't come and talk to Man United fans that we're splashing the cash while Liverpool is breaking the record for no other than Florian Wirtz. And still they haven't really got the left wing back situation sorted. We know they are linked to Milos Kerkez, which I absolutely love, and I think that Man United should go and potentially, if there's money, to go get another right wing back or at least left back. Petrodog is still raw and young, still learning on the job. We have the youngster coming in from Paraguay, what's his name? Diego Leon as well. And Luke Shaw, his best before expiry date has passed as well. So it's going to be an interesting summer, guys. But big up for everyone that's tuning in. And do not forget to smash the like button. And per usual, we love to collaborate. We love to have different voices and opinions. Keep checking me out every morning as I deliver the daily transfer bombas. I decided the best thing in the morning is just to do 10 minutes short and sweet. As a lot of people are communicating, a lot of people eating breakfast. You want something quick and fast. You know what I mean, the quick and dirty. So do check me out every morning and going live. But I don't chat with you. This is the opportunity when I actually do longer streams when we engage. But when I do these transfer bomba shows, it's pretty much me speaking about the news and you guys can engage. Anyway, beautiful people, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for Richie, and thank you for Mbueno for donating all that 20 memberships. Guys, keep coming back, keep telling about us channel, and do follow me on Twitter as well. I will pin my Twitter in the video description as well, so you know what to follow as well. Until then, stay cool, stay composed. The transfer window for now, part 1 is closing today. So what do we say? Peace, love, go bananas, and glory, glory, Manchester United. I believe we are going back to the top again. Thank you for watching. Stay beautiful, and do watch other United content as well. Please, thank you for watching. Bye for now. I'm out of here. Peace. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow us on the socials. Yes, it's going to be a good window. I feel it. But let me know in the comment section below. Leave your comment in the non-live comment section. Ciao, Bella.